Helldivers 2 is a simple game on the surface. You drop in, complete your objective, and get out. But there is a surprising amount of depth to the game, and there are a lot of things that you can learn. Today we're focusing on things that you should avoid doing, common mistakes that new players might make and how to avoid them. One thing that new players have to keep in mind is that stratagems are the key to victory. And sometimes people can forget to use their stratagems often. So the first mistake to avoid is simple. Just don't forget about your stratagems. If you're ever in a situation where you think to yourself that a 500 kilogram bomb or an orbital strike would really solve this problem, then drop an airstrike, drop an orbital strike. Don't hesitate, just bomb the enemies. Same goes for sentries. Sentries are easy to toss away and forget, so you should constantly use them whenever you're in a fight, no matter what. And if you bring something like the expendable anti-tank, then just constantly call them in. Eventually the map will be covered in free launchers for you and your team to use, especially in any missions where you're hovering around one area for any extended amount of time. And the same goes for resupplies. If your team is ever defending an area, or you're in a fight, or you just stop for a second, call in a resupply. They recharge really fast, so you don't need to worry about wasting a resupply, really. And just in general, don't forget your stratagems. Always be using them. They are the most powerful tools in your arsenal, period. So just don't be conservative about your stratagems. Use them whenever you see fit. The next thing we're going to talk about here is reinforcement etiquette. It's common for Helldivers to split up during a mission. This is something that happens a lot when players want to take on multiple objectives at once and they know that they can handle something on their own or with one other player helping them out. But do you know what else is common in Helldivers 2? Death. If a Helldiver dies in your mission, your first instinct is usually to reinforce them, which is correct, but you want to make sure that you are properly reinforcing them. Let's say that this is a mission area. It's not an exact replica, but okay, this will function for now. And let's say that there are 2 Helldivers over here and 2 Helldivers over here. These guys are doing their own objective down here, and these guys are taking out an enemy facility or a base or whatever. But one of the guys here died. He's gone. I erased him. And let's say that you're one of these 2 guys on the left here. You do not want to reinforce the guy that died over here, because that makes it harder for him to get his own gear, resume what he was doing earlier. You want to let the person that was grouped up with him, this guy, let this guy reinforce his friend that died right next to him. This is just simple reinforcement etiquette. Now, if the dead Helldiver starts spamming the reinforcement button, asking for a reinforcement, then I think it's okay for you to call in another reinforcement and, call him down right here, let's say. But typically, you want the person that's closest to the dead Helldiver to reinforce them. Or if you're all working in a group together, any one of you can reinforce them. So don't steal someone away from the other side of the map. Let the person that's nearest to them reinforce them. This makes the game way easier for everybody involved. And just keep that in mind. It's a simple thing to do. Just make sure you double check who died, where they died, and whether or not there is someone near them that could reinforce them first. Now, even though it is common for players to split up into groups of 2 sometimes, you should only ever go solo if you're confident in your own abilities, and you have the right tools for the job. Most of the time, you should be grouped up with at least one other member of your squad, and there are a number of reasons for this. Obviously, this helps with proper reinforcement etiquette, making sure that you don't lose any gear or any samples that you might have picked up. But this also helps reduce the amount of enemies that spawn on the map. More enemies will spawn if the squad is separated, because the game needs to populate the map with enemies near each player. So if everyone is sticking together, then you'll actually see less patrols than if everyone was split up. And obviously, there is strength in numbers. That's just basic knowledge. This game is really not hard if you're sticking with a group and working together with them really well. In this footage, you'll probably see me playing with a group that I matched up with. I just wanted to hop on and do my dailies, but these guys were so good that we ended up just going Hive Lord hunting, and it was a great time. So yeah, just make sure that unless you are absolutely sure that you know what you're doing, just stick with your team. This is a mistake that everyone can make if they get cocky, even myself, and it's always nice to have a reminder. And since we're still on the subject of team play, we should talk about one of the most notorious elements of Helldivers 2, which is friendly fire. Just straight up, please do not team kill on purpose. It's one thing if you're playing with your buddies and you're all cool with it and y'all think it's funny, but do not assume that randoms are okay with it. Most players just want to play the game and progress and grind, so just respect that. It's not hard to do. And to go along with that, just don't drop bombs on the extract unless everyone is already in the Pelican. I mean, it's already annoying enough, but I've been team killed at extract while carrying samples a number of times, and it's the worst feeling in the world. Just don't do that. Don't fuck up the extract and get everyone killed. And here's a little bonus tip as well. If one person extracts with samples, everyone gets the samples. I feel like I need to clarify this because I have actually seen new players kill their teammates for their sample containers, and all that does is make everything harder for everyone. Remember, team killing doesn't do anything for you. Save it for your friends and have a laugh with them instead of griefing public missions. And speaking of making things harder for yourself, one of the biggest mistakes that new players make is getting drawn into pointless fights, which is basically when you're just fighting enemies in the middle of nowhere without working towards anything. Most of the time, you will be able to run away from your enemies and go somewhere else to do something productive that will help your team out. Focus on dealing with objectives first and foremost, and don't just shoot at random enemy patrols because that will slow you down so much once they call for backup, and then you have a whole ordeal on your hands. Just don't bother with it. Instead of that, think critically and sneak past them, or hell, just go around them. You don't need to fight every single enemy that spawns. Trust me, it's gonna be a slog. Take a look at the map and prioritize the main objective and work with your team to complete it, because you're gonna get plenty of action along the way doing that. You don't need to focus on killing random enemies in the middle of nowhere. Another mistake that new players might make is wasting your resources. So things like sample, requisition, and credits. If you're new to the game, do not donate anything to the DSS. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just don't even worry about it. Most of the established player base can handle the DSS side of the game already. It's not a problem. We handle it just fine, so don't waste your personal resources on that. That's more of like an end game resource sink, in my opinion. And I strongly recommend that you do not spend your super credits in the super store. Not right off the bat. Not until you have all the war bonds you want. There are a few exceptions, and there are some pretty decent items in the store, but most of it is just cosmetics and reskins of other armor sets. For the most part, you should just stick to the war bonds, hammer those out, grind them out, because they give you way more value, and they give you something to progress and something to work on, which is pretty fun. So unless you see something in this store that you absolutely love and you need to have it right away, just keep grinding away on those war bonds, because that is way more worthwhile, especially for new players. And the biggest mistake I see people making with Helldivers 2, and in every game, is that they simply don't enjoy it, but they keep playing for some reason, and that could be for a number of reasons. Maybe you're forcing yourself to play the major order, or you're forcing yourself to play on Super Helldive and you don't want to, or maybe you're just bored of the game and you need a break for a bit. Whatever the problem is, find a way to have fun playing the game, or just don't play it. Take a break and play something else, or find something else to do with your time. If you often find yourself getting frustrated with an aspect of the game, then try to not interact with that aspect of the game. Like if you don't like fighting the bugs, don't fight the bugs, go somewhere else. Even if there's a major order, just do what you want to do. I don't understand people that play this game for like 2,000 hours and they turn around and say the game is shit and this and that. You wouldn't have played it for 2,000 hours if you didn't think it was fun. So just play the game how you want to, and make sure that you're having fun. And if you're not in the mood to play, then don't. It's really that simple. And I know it sounds really obvious when I say it out loud like that, but we live in an era where all these live service games are in a war for your time. They don't really respect your time, and they want you to spend all your time playing their game for as long as possible, even if you aren't enjoying it. They will manipulate you into sticking around and playing it for as long as possible just because they want to have their, monthly active users count go up and up and up and up and up. And really, this just goes for all games. This isn't even about Helldivers 2 at this point. Just don't let a game disrespect your time. If you're not having fun with it, don't play it. If you want to do something else, go do something else. Go relax for a while. Read a book. Play something else with your friends. So just keep gaming fun for yourself. Gaming is a leisure activity. It's a hobby. And yeah, we get really into it, but you shouldn't be spending so much time on something that frustrates you or drains your energy and, it's not fun. If it's not fun, why bother? And I think it's happened to all of us at one point or another. You log in because you feel like you need to, and you log out because you want to, when really it should be the opposite. You should log into games when you want to, and log off when you need to. And I want to know what you think common mistakes are in Helldivers 2 for new players or veterans, or even just any advice you can give to new players in general. So if you have any wisdom to share, let me know in the comments. And of course, I want to thank my channel members: Swickety, Archangel Shipyards, Dirty Nightmare, Not Saint, Findas, ODST Exotic, Cheddar Yes, Manubi, Asmobius Infinitum, John D. Roll, and Good Night. Thank you all so much for continuing to support the channel. It means a lot to me. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and this is Grand Moff Togan of the SES Prophet of Dawn, signing off.